Appreciate you making the extra effort. I know you're not feeling great.
It's okay. Happy to be here.
Feel better.
Thank you.
I think we can move through this agenda at a good speed. Um, Obviously we'll take the necessary time wherever needed, but just from looking it over, we should be in good shape. We'll get going right at 6:30. No public hearing, so that's always faster.
Is our vice chair going to join?
She's right there in front of you.
I can't see her.
I am like,
There you go. There you go.
sense
Sorry.
my presence on this call.
I didn't see the face. There.
Here I am.
Michelle, these old guys in technology, it's like
It's
I
tough. It's
got to
tough.
hit the arrows. I didn't hit
Keep it
the
up.
arrows. Get over there.
Keep it up. You're right behind us.
it's true. You know what? You're better than me at technology, especially Jim Anderson. All right, 6:30 is the time. Being at 6:30, we are going to get going on the Tuesday, May 5th, 2026 Wrentham Select Board agenda. In accordance with Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2025, the Tuesday, May 5th, 2026, 6:30 public meeting of the Wrentham Select Board shall be conducted remotely. The public is invited to join in via Zoom. The instructions on how to join in are on the website. As a preliminary matter, this is Select Board Chair Chris Gallo. Please permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Selectman Jim Anderson.
Anderson here.
Selectman Bill Harrington.
Harrington here.
Selectwoman Michelle Rouse.
Rosie here.
Rousey.
Rosie here. Rosie here.
That's a new nickname. And Selectman Roy Lamoth.
Here.
Lamothy here. Staff, when I call your name, please respond to the affirmative. Town Manager Mike King.
Present.
Assistant Town Manager Greg Enos.
Affirmative.
Executive Assistant, or is that not the correct title anymore? Amanda Vazzapolo.
I am present, but the title is now Administrative Services and Communications Manager.
Oh boy, can you email me that so I can update my notes? And
Is there an acronym for that?
yeah, is there a day, a special day of the year for that as well? And introducing Executive Assistant Maya. Is it Matarazzo?
Yep, Matarazzo, I'm here.
Maya Matarazzo, everyone. First meeting. Welcome, Maya.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's get going. We're going to go right into the agenda. We're going to start with the announcements. We're going to ask Selectman Bill Harrington to read the announcements into the record for us.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So tonight's announcements, please return your 2026 census to the town clerk's office if you haven't already done so. The Cultural Council is gathering input from community members to help update our priorities for the next granting cycle. Your feedback will guide us in better supporting the cultural needs and interests of Wrentham residents. Read more and take the survey on the town website. The Department of Public Works summer brush dump hours are now in effect. Summer hours, April 28th through September 1st, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Gates close at 5. And Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1. Residents may call the DPW at 508-384-5477 prior to loading their vehicle and bringing to the DPW to ensure the brush dump is open. The annual Memorial Day Parade and observance will be held on Monday, May 25th, starting at 10:30. The parade will begin at the King Philip Plaza, head to the Wrentham Cemetery for remarks, and conclude at the Town Common for roll call of veterans who did not return. The annual Stage 2 water ban is in effect starting May 1st to September 30th. Mandatory restrictions. Non-essential use is prohibited between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Algonquin Gas Transmission LLC, Algonquin, is hosting an open house meeting between the hours of 3:30 and 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, May 14th, 2026 at the Coachman's Lodge located at 273 Wrentham Road in Bellingham, Mass. The public is encouraged to attend this open house meeting, which will provide opportunity for public review and comment on Algonquin's proposed reliable, affordable, resilient enhancement. This is a targeted enhancement of existing pipeline infrastructure, which is designated to upgrade the existing system within or adjacent to existing rights of way. The AGT enhancement will center around already existing infrastructure and will not require the construction of any new compressor stations. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Selectman Harrington. You've earned your paycheck this week meeting for sure. We're going to go to tab number 2, approval of minutes. At this time, the chair would entertain a motion to approve the April 21st, 2026 open session meeting minutes.
So moved.
Motion
Second.
made by Selectman Harrington, second by Selectman Lamothe. Any further discussion? Being none, we'll do a roll call vote. Selectman Rouse?
Yes.
Selectman Anderson?
Anderson's yes.
Selectman Harrington?
Harrington, yes.
Selectman Lamothe?
Lamothe, yes.
Gallo, yes. Motion carries 5-0. Okay, let's get into some new business. First item on the agenda is a license amendment application, change of officers, directors, LLC managers, the gavel, Wrentham's beloved, the gavel. With us, we should have attorney Chris Timpson, and then owners Glenn Stowers and John Cox. I see Timpson, I see Glenn, and I see Johnny. Welcome, everybody. How we doing?
We're doing well, thank you. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
It is actually, thank you. Happy Cinco de Mayo to everyone. Unfortunately, we're not having this meeting at the gavel. We're having it remote Zoom. So, Attorney Timpson, could you give us a quick summary of what we're trying to accomplish this evening?
Yes, sir. This is sort of a cleanup of the ownership scenario within the gavel. There's been a divorce scenario between John Cox and Jennifer, who Jennifer had shares, had officer positions. Through the divorce decree, an agreement in divorce, John Cox is basically taking over her positions. Jennifer is exiting the gavel, and John assuming the positions that she had as a vice president and director. There's also some cleanup going on between John and Glenn based upon some financial promissory notes and other things, so that there's a transfer of shares between them. So really the net of this is that Jennifer's exited, John has taken her place, and there's some cleanup of share transfer between John and Glenn that will essentially clean up some financial stuff that has happened over the past several years.
Sorry about that. Okay, that sounds good. Pretty straightforward. And Mike King, you can confirm, Mike, that obviously these guys are in good standing. There's no issues with the ABCC. Everything's still hunky dory.
That is correct, and the application has passed our internal review.
Perfect. I have no further questions. Happy to help get this done. And John, sorry for the record. Sorry that we have to air some of your personal business here. That wasn't my intent. So,
Chris, I got it. I understand.
I apologize, dude. So any of the select board members have any questions or comments for anybody, the gavel owners or the attorney?
No question, Mr. Chair.
Anybody else? Okay, seeing none, chair would entertain a motion to approve the license amendment application for the change of officers, directors, LLC manager, and change of ownership interest for PH Wrentham, Inc., DBA The Gavel, located at 36 South Street.
So moved.
Motion made by Selectman Harrington, second by Selectman Anderson. Any further discussion? Being none, we'll do a roll call vote. Selectwoman Rouse?
Rouse, yes.
Anderson?
Anderson's yes.
Harrington?
Harrington, yes.
Lamothe?
Lamothe, yes.
Gallo, yes. Motion carries 5-0. John and Glenn, good to see you guys. Please keep up the good work. You know this board and our community supports your multiple restaurants. and think you guys are doing a fantastic job. So it's great to see you both, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mr. Chair. And I'll just say that I believe it's a well-deserved enhancement of title for Amanda. She is always very helpful and knowledgeable, and she's a great asset to the town and helpful to attorneys like me that are trying to get things done.
Thank you for saying that, Attorney Timpson. I couldn't agree with you more. She actually makes us look very good. So we love Amanda. We're proud of her. She has a bright future with the town of Wrentham, and we're very happy to have Maya to step in and also join our team. So we're very blessed and fortunate to have great town leadership here, a strong board, a great partner, restaurateurs and business owners like the Gavel guys, and others that make Wrentham a great place to live, work, and play. So thanks for saying that.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, let's move on. Tab number 4. So another wonderful person in our community is Ray Rose, who works for the town, is a celebrated veteran and a friend of mine and many on the board. Ray, we're very fortunate to have you tonight to get an update from the Veterans Advisory Board. And Ray, as you know, we've been inviting all of the boards and committees on to our meetings when we can, in order just to just say a quick hello. We want you to know that you have the board support. We want to just kind of take a temperature to see how everything's going on your committee, as well as, what we can do, what you need from us, if anything. And it's unfortunate that I think Jerry had a prior commitment. I would have liked to have seen him here as well. But you're more than capable, Mr. Rose, to stand in and lead the group tonight. So thank you for coming. It's great to have you. And I turn the floor over to you, Mr. Rose.
Thank you very much. And I also feel very honored to sit here and talk to you guys and talk to you a little bit about the Tri-Town Advisory Board. And now everyone can hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
We hear you great. Yep.
All right. So thank you once again for the opportunity to talk to you about the Tri-Town Veterans Advisory Board. Both Sherry McGovern and myself take great pride in representing the town of Wrentham and our local veterans. We are a point of contact for veterans interested in researching programs and services that may support their particular needs. We meet on the third Monday of each month at 6 o'clock. Our meetings are televised and open to the public. We meet at 451 Elm Street, North Attleboro. Our Tri-Town Veterans agent, Scott Smith, served 30 years in the Marine Corps and retired as a sergeant major. We couldn't be more blessed to have him for a leader. We also work closely and as liaisons between the Veterans Advisory Board and the American Legion. A couple of perfect examples of that liaison came to mind when I was writing this stuff down. Over the winter, and everyone knows what a brutal winter we had, a disabled vet on Shear Street couldn't get out of his driveway. He reached out to Scott. Scott reached out to me. I reached out to Nick Tobachuk, and within an hour, he was plowed out. Also, just before Christmas, a vet on hospice at the Maples asked for a vet to sit and talk with him. Scott reached out to me. I sat and talked with him twice. We traded stories of our time and service, as veterans often do, some good, some bad, all worthwhile. A week later, Nicholas Totondo passed away. So it was truly an honor to sit and talk with him. We support our veterans. We engage in community outreach. We take part in our time-honored ceremonies like Memorial Day and Veterans Day. We take on an active role in creating and placing and dedicating of monuments to archive the sacrifices of veterans in our Tri-Town area. Currently, right now, we are working on a banner project. The banners would represent veterans who made the ultimate sacrifice for their country and or exhibited exemplary service for fellow veterans and country in a combat role. Our current target date is August 7th, which is Purple Heart Day. So those are a few of the things that I wanted to share with you guys, and I'm happy to hear any feedback or any questions or Any thoughts from the board? And once again, it's truly an honor to come here and speak with you guys.
Ray, thank you for that update. I'm going to turn it over to the board members in a second. I just want to say it's an honor for us to have you. As you know, we appreciate you. We appreciate all of our veterans. We appreciate your service, and not only your service at the time, but your continued service. Like you mentioned, some pretty awesome things were accomplished, and supporting fellow veterans that needed a little additional help. So I want you to tell us how we can continue to support you as a town and as a board. I'm not speaking for you, but I think you and I agree that I think you have a friend in this board and this town administration team. I'm looking forward to marching shoulder to shoulder with you, as well as the full board in the Memorial Day parade, as we always do. And I'm looking forward to having the opportunity for one of our board members to share some remarks, as we always do as well, just to show the community what we feel of our veterans. But with that being said, I'll turn it over to my other board members to see if anyone else has any comments, and I'll start with Selectwoman Rouse.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ray, thank you for joining us tonight. Always good to see you. And let me just reemphasize Chair Gallo's remarks. Thank you and all of our veterans here in Wrentham and elsewhere for your service and dedication to this country. Truly grateful. And also, I'm taken back by just those few examples that you shared that the council has done to support our veterans. Just amazing. So all I can say is thank you. So appreciated. We are so blessed to have you and the fellow veterans and the advisory board. And thank you. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Well said. Selectman Anderson.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. So Ray, good to see you, my friend.
Likewise.
Yeah. So listen, I just want to thank you and your team for all the great work you guys do in the community and the surrounding areas. Like Chairman Gallo had mentioned earlier, veterans are a big thing for this board. And if there's anything we can ever do to help, to assist or help, please feel free to reach out, and we'll be more than happy to try to assist. So thank you.
100%.
Thanks, Jim. Great. Selectman Harrington.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, yeah, Ray, like the other board members have said, we greatly appreciate your service, past and current, and all that you do, especially with some of the other items that you do with the archiving and, the great work on the historical committee. Look forward to marching in the parade with you and supporting you and the others in the future.
Excellent. Selectman Lamar.
Hey, Ray, thank you for your service. We go way back. Although I was surprised to hear a bit about your brother at the American Legion. That story was very heartfelt, and he too was a good serviceman for sure. So thank you again for your service and everything you do for them.
So Ray,
Thank you very much.
I think the summary here is you let us know what we can do to continue to help you. You know how to get a hold of us. You have our email addresses. You know how to get a hold of Mike King, and we'll be there to answer the call. So continue the good work. Let us know what we can do to continue to collaborate and partner with you. And we couldn't run this community without you and the great work that your organization is doing. So thank you.
Well, I 100% look forward to standing, side by side with all of you on Memorial Day. And I think it is super important that, it presents a united front to everybody in the town to know that that support is mutual. And I would be remiss if I didn't also mention Walker B. Mason, first casualty in World War I, and the rededication at the completion of our normal Memorial Day ceremonies. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there.
Awesome. Appreciate that, Ray. We'll be there. So keep up the good work.
All right.
And have a great evening. We're going to move on to the next agenda item, but reach out anytime. We'll see you soon, my friend.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Okay, great. Always a pleasure to have Mr. Rose on. Next, we're going to go to tab number 5. Excuse me. Tab number 5 is National Grid meter replacement update. This AMI program. In attendance, we have Bob Moran from National Grid. We have community engagement, Lisa Morgera, I believe. lead project manager. And in our packet, I think we have just a quick presentation overview. And I will turn it over to National Grid. Mike, do we have to add anything? Do you want to add anything before we turn it over to National Grid, Mike? Do you have anything to add?
The only thing I'll add, Mr. Chairman, is that National Grid had reached out to inform the town that they're going to be doing this meter replacement program, and just thought it would be prudent for them to present it to the select board, and just a general awareness to the community at large, because they're going to be contacted by National Grid as part of this replacement project.
I appreciate that. And we'll get into that in, with the presentation. They already have begun this replacement project. And I know because someone rang my doorbell in the middle of the day. So we'll touch on that in a minute, but I'll turn it over to National Grid. I welcome you to the meeting. Well, please give us your quick high-level overview of what we're trying to accomplish this evening and how this board can be of assistance.
Sure. So thank you, Mr. Chairman, and to members of the Select Board. By way of introduction, my name is Bob Moran. I'm a Community Engagement Manager with National Grid. Long time with National Grid. I've been in this role about 9 years, working with Wrentham for 5 or 6 of that. Worked with Kevin and Mike and Greg, as well as Chiefs McGrath and Marino. And I am the community engagement contact. If you have questions or issues regarding National Grid, you can certainly get them through Mike, and I can track that down if there's any issues. I also run the municipal room when we go into storms, so I'm familiar with some of the issues that come up during those events. And we have on the line with us as well, Lisa Mojera. She's a lead program manager for the automated metering infrastructure program, which in terms of Wrentham, I think, Mike, we sent our first communication back in July of last year. Then we did a February update, say we're getting close, and the last one being in April, and that's when we talked about coming before the board. So Lisa really is the expert, and I'll turn it over to Lisa, and I'll remain here if there's any questions for community.
Great.
So Lisa.
Lisa, welcome to the meeting. Please feel free to present. I think there's a volume
Maybe
issue.
you're on mute.
It doesn't say she's on mute, but I can't hear her.
It's mute now. I don't think we have you, Lisa. I'm going to open the copy of the presentation, which I have. I did save it.
Do you need us to, Bob, do you need us to share it? I can ask.
Actually, yeah. Could you do that?
Maya, do you mind sharing that? Is that awesome? Oh, Amanda. See, I don't know who I should be talking to. So go ahead, Bob, why don't you jump in, and then Lisa hopefully can come back and we can go from there.
Sure. And we can move through these pretty quickly. But in general, as I mentioned, Lisa is sort of the subject matter expert on AMI program. And AMI stands for Advanced Metering Infrastructure, sort of smart metering program. And why don't we go to the next one? Lisa's just sent me a message. She's having audio problems. Can you send the meeting ID and I'll call? Maybe I can ask Maya or Amanda to send that to Lisa.
Yeah, we can do that, but you're doing a great job, Bob. So I'd say keep going, and then we'll get her in when we can get her in to add anything that you might have forgotten.
Okay, sure. Right. So in general, what AMI is it's a network. It's a network that has a field area network or fan devices, which are basically receivers, that connect to our back office billing system. And we need to install fan network. That was the first piece when we notified you in July, Mike. And the fan network, you can see them in the bottom, in the red circle there. It's sort of on the back side of a pole. And it's basically, for lack of a better word, it's a Wi-Fi repeater. Like they need to be placed at certain distances so that we can get full coverage and can talk to the meters. we're doing this for almost 1.5 million meters. So, we're doing pretty good, high 90s, high 99s, but there are sometimes issues, and that's part of why we want to reach out and make sure there's a good communication.
Bob?
Are you back? Oh, you're in.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you. Yes.
I don't know why my computer didn't work, but I'm on my phone. So thank you, and apologize for the problem here. So I know Bob just covered the way the network operates. This is a network that National Grid is building. It has nothing to do with customers' Wi-Fi or internet access, so customers don't need any Wi-Fi or anything. This is a network that we're building. Again, we're installing 1.4 electric meters across our service territory, and currently we have installed approximately 562,000 meters so far in the state of Massachusetts in our territory. So moving right along. The next slide. Just a quick overview of the benefits. Again, it's all a wireless network, so everything is done over the air. All the meter investigations and readings are done over the air, and any additional visits that are needed to a customer's home can be done online and via an outreach to the meter, a outgoing signal to the meter to get a read or a troubleshooting idea of what's going on at the home. The big benefit for customers and for National Grid is that usage data, 15-minute interval data is sent directly to National Grid, but also available for customers through our My Account portal. Allows them to kind of see what they're using, when they're using it, make informed choices of when they want to use their energy, and set usage alarms, which help customers manage their budget. So it's a great opportunity for customers to kind of dive in and be able to see what they're using and when they're using it. That outage, because of that data that we have, that interval data, it also gives us outage data to the meter level endpoint. So during a storm, like Bob talked about it in the municipal room, we have outages. We send truck rolls to determine where the outage is and determine what's causing it. A lot of this now can be done over the air. The meter will send a signal, tries to send a signal back to National Grid, and when it can't, it gives what we call a last gasp notification, and we know that the customer's out. So in restorations, this is super helpful because we can define the outage without having to drive the area. Also helps with outages when we are restoring and we have those customers that are either at the end of a street or end of a line that we, sometimes lose sight of if they haven't called. So now we know where that outage is and how long it lasts. We can use the meter, we can use the control signals to disconnect and connect, which is great for move-ins and move-outs for customers, as we can turn off power remotely. So typically a customer has to call and wait for a truck to come, but now that can be done remotely. The meter has a bunch of sensors, which gives us alerts to all sorts of things, such as an overheat or tampering. And we've had some great examples of how that's come into play, saving a couple houses in our New York service territory from a potential fire. Power quality information is good for both customers, towns, and our communities, just making sure that the supply is adequate, reliable, and uninterrupted. And soon to come is a Sense app, which does appliance level monitoring. This will be offered to customers, and it gives them vision into what they're using at the appliance level in their home. Next slide. The meter installations have begun here in Wrentham. Currently, we have almost 2,800 meters installed, 48% of the total population. The meter installations are being supported by National Grid and a third party called Utility Partners of America, UPA. There's a photo of their truck. All of the personnel that will be installing meters coming and knocking on your door, as you mentioned, Mr. Gallo, will be badged, and the UPA badges will note that they're a contractor. The vehicles are clearly marked. Upon arrival, again, they'll knock on the door. The typical installation is less than 10 minutes, so they'll let the homeowner know they're there. They go pull the meter, they inspect the inside of the meter box, make sure everything's okay, put the new meter in, make sure it's sending a signal, and then they're all set to go. Customers do not need to be home if their meter is outside. If customers have a meter inside, we'll schedule an appointment for them to come. And for any of our customers on medical that need to schedule time so that it's a convenient time, we will do that for customers as well. Next slide. Like I said, the fan installations, as Bob mentioned, began last December. We have 18 of 19 devices installed. One is in permitting, waiting for an approval from DOT. The meter installations began in April, and like I said, we're almost at 2,800 meters, which is about 48% of the population. The commercial rate was just made available, so those customers will be scheduled out over time, and again, it's only small commercial customers. We started sending program information, I think, as Bob mentioned, in February, and we send it according to our 60-30 10-day plan, which gives customers kind of a heads up of what the meter is, more information 30 days before, including a welcome brochure with all the information they need on the meter that benefits the installation, a robocall or a text or an email about 2 weeks prior to the installation, and then they get another letter once the meter's been installed, and as well as a door tag on their door once we've installed it that day. I included a link there for more information that just goes to our smart meter website. And next slide. This is just our communications path with our customers and our communities. Again, Bob had a early outreach with you guys and letting you know that we were starting the project back last year. This kind of follows this path for every customer. 90 days prior is that initial outreach with communities. 60-30-10 involves our customers with those pieces of information that I talked about. Day of install, they get a door hanger, and then post-install. And continuing on beyond that is more information on how the meter will benefit them and the benefits that they and how they can utilize them. And there's a link to all of our communications there if you're interested in viewing them. Next slide. This is the My Account portal. Our customers can see. What you can see there is a visual of a 24-hour day and 15-minute intervals. So customers can see at what hours and what days they use. This customer has solar, so there's a little bit of a their generation, so a lag in electricity. But a lot of customers are finding this super helpful to see. As one of our first users said, the biggest surprise was how much electricity my house uses when no one is here. So customers are starting to see what they use, the trends, when they're using, what's using the most power. So rather than opening that bill at the end of the month and seeing that, the total amount and saying that there's no way I use this much energy, they can go back and look at a day, a week, a month, and then carry month to month and look at what they've used and how they've trended to make some changes in their behaviors. Next slide. This is a new piece that we put together. It's a myths versus facts. A lot of customers have some conceived ideas that there's a lot of things in the news about smart meters, and a lot of people will talk about the bad things about smart meters. There's a lot of benefits, like we said, and I've already talked about. So we put together this myths versus fact page, which is available on our website. A lot of talk around safety and security. So the data that that is transmitted in the meter to our back-end systems is only usage data. It's an encrypted customer number and their usage. There's no personal information that's transmitted at any time. And then the RF frequency of our meters is at such a low level that it is well below the FCC levels that are required. We continually test our meter sites and the network sites, and it's about the meter we say is a cell phone is about 12,000 times greater RF frequency than the meter, our smart meters that we're using. So folks that are concerned about safety or security, we certainly have all of that covered, and there's been extensive research and testing that will continue throughout the project. Next slide. I did include some information on our opt-out, so customers that do not want to receive a meter do not have to get one. If they decide not to get one, they'll have a conventional non-communicating meter installed. So currently we drive down the road and we pick up a signal to the meter. The new AMI meters will be picked up on a wireless signal. If the customer doesn't want one of those meters, this is a meter asset replacement program. So if a customer doesn't want the AMI meter, they will get a conventional meter. Comes with a $26 a month fee, because we'll have to have a utility representative walk up and read the meter manually. There's a form. There's, the cost covers all the expenses of reading it. Important to note that landlords cannot opt out on behalf of customers, because the customers are the ones paying the bill and the fees. And next slide.
That is all the slides I have, Lisa.
That's it. Okay, that's what I thought. So that's the project in a nutshell. Things are going really well across the state. We had some billing hiccups, which have been since resolved. Our meters are communicating at a 99%, over 99% communication rate, which is great. This is, really helping the need for estimates and estimated billing for customers, and really giving insight to our customers on what they're using for their electricity. Just another tool to help customers manage the bills, which is high bills is certainly is an issue that we're seeing and will continue to see over the next few years. So, any questions? I'd be happy to take them, or Bob or I can, Chris, if you want to grab questions and they can be forwarded. Amanda, I know we had communicated with you, so if there's any questions that come up, happy to have them sent over to us.
Yeah, that's great. We'll just do a quick review now, and then any follow-up questions board members can just send them to Mike and or Amanda, and we'll forward them over to you. Just a small piece of feedback, just from my own experience. This totally could be me. But I actually, as I mentioned, I work from home, and I happened to have my doorbell rang, and I didn't know, who it was. I wasn't expecting anyone, and it was a nice gentleman, I think one of your subcontractors, saying he was there to, to do the meter. Unfortunately, I was in the middle of a very important Zoom call. I couldn't have a lapse in power. But to your point about the notification, I don't recall getting a text message or a voicemail or even a direct mail campaign piece at my home on Summer Street. I could have missed it. I'm not saying that, I just want to provide a little bit of feedback in case you hear from other residents with a similar experience. And obviously I'll pass it off to the board members. I don't know if you guys and lady have, seen or heard anything, and we'll start with Selectwoman Rouse.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Lisa and Bob, thanks for the information. I do have a couple questions. In changing the meters, how many issues have you encountered with residents?
Issues meaning
not
customers.
Not being able to install the smart meter?
It's a small percentage. What's unique about this program is that the meters that are in place now for most of our customers are nearing end of life. So 20 to 25 years old, the van routes, the advanced AMR meters, as we call them. So those meters haven't been pulled in that long. So whenever you pull a meter out of the meter box, unless it's been looked at before, you never know what you're going to find. Sometimes they need to clean out sockets. Sometimes there's a burnt socket. What we're trying to do is not leave customers without power. So if we pull a meter and there's something burnt in there and we're going to end up leaving the homeowner without power, we are working with a third party electrician who is a contractor that works on our facilities as well, offering to the homeowner on these simple fixes to come out, have that addressed so that we can restore power sooner versus later. Normally, in the meter box, if there's a problem, it's the customer's problem to rectify. But we've been finding great success by being able to offer this, and that vendor needs to come and be able to show up and get the fix done within a matter of hours. So I haven't heard of many. I've heard of some burnt sockets. I've heard of we've pulled meters and found tampering. We've pulled meters and found bees nests behind them or insects or whatever it may be. Nothing out of the ordinary. But like I said, we are trying to use this vendor to rectify the situation for customers as soon as possible. Because you'd hate to come home or hate to be left without power. So
that vendor aspect is very interesting for myself. My meter's in great condition. Person looked at it, and I'm now looking at an $1,800 repair with electrician who has to coordinate with the town of Wrentham, with National Grid to shut off power and to do his own maintenance on electrical box just to get this smart reader installed. So when I called National Grid, wasn't told about a vendor electrician that can help me. I had to source and find my own. So that information might be helpful on some of your communication as well.
Okay, yeah, it's like I said, it depends on what the issue with the meter is. If it's a simple fix where we can call an electrician and they can just replace something inside the socket, some are bigger fixers, and like I said, all the work on the inside of the meter box is the homeowner's responsibility. But in cases where it's a quick fix that we can pull the vendor in to fix it quickly, where we can't plug the meter back in and restore power to the customer, then we're going to call the vendor to
Yeah,
see. Now, some customers could say no. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't even touched.
If they were
so.
able to put your meter back in, then that might have been a different case.
Yeah, no, it wasn't even touched. I'm just saying that, we're being told that it's a simple process, was cooperating, and then, something now that National Grid has initiated is now turning into a huge bill for a resident that, and to opt out, I think is also when I look at the charges too, at some point it's not going to be beneficial to opt out because I'm going to get charged for that as well. So just giving you some feedback as someone who, it was just quickly looked at and then I had to proceed with this and it's quite cumbersome for a resident to have to manage and then handle that whole process. So just some feedback.
Okay, great. I'll make a note of that.
Thank you, Selectwoman Rouse. Selectman Anderson.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. I've got no questions at this time.
Okay, thank you, Selectman Harrington.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Would it be okay if we put this presentation on a town website to share with the folks?
It's an internal presentation only. I would love for you to be able to include the links that we've included there, as well as some of the links to our communication, which is all of the customer pieces, myths versus facts, and then the smart meter page, which brings you to all of our FAQs and the opt-out information as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
And Selectman Lamar.
So last week they were on our street and they were going one house to the next, and he skipped my house. He seemed to be doing the work quite quickly. I did ask him why, and he says I wasn't on his work order. So I'm assuming that some homes that have solar or have been updated may or may not need this at this time. Is that true?
Yes, so you have solar?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So right now, depending on your meter, the metering configuration that you have for your solar, we're skipping solar right now. Some customers have 2 meters, some have 1. And if you're on the Mass Smart Solar program, if we would change your meter, right now it'll mess up your credit. So we certainly didn't want to do that.
Sure.
So they'll be looping back with solar customers once we have the configuration that's correct for your home. So that's probably why he skipped it.
All right, thank you.
Good information. That's good to know. Okay, that's it. There's no vote needed. This is just an update. So Mike King, do you have anything to add before I let the nice people at National Grid go?
Nothing to add, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
All right, so thank you for the presentation. Hope we give you some feedback that you can kind of incorporate into the process moving forward. The good thing about us is we're actually residents and taxpayers as well. So it's just good to hear from us too. Appreciate all the hard work and have a wonderful evening, everybody.
All right, thank you.
Great.
And if any loose ends, please funnel them through Mike, and I'll be sure to follow up as well. All right, thanks everyone.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Board, let's go to tab number 6. Tab number 6, unfortunately, we have a resignation acceptance of Anna Deschamps from the Elderly and Disabled Tax Aid Committee. In our packets, there's a letter of recommendation. It's a very quick letter. I'll read it and give Selectman Harrington a break. It's dated April 8th, 2026. Dear Select Board, my tenure for the Elderly and Disabled Taxation Fund Committee is up on June 1st, 2026. At this time, I'm planning to leave the committee as of June 1st, 2026. I have other volunteer positions and need to cut back. Sincerely, Anna F. Deschamps, signed as such. And we know just from asking our friends over at the Council on Aging, Anna's very involved, with other things that she does over there. So we will miss her. Mike, anything I missed there?
I believe you covered it, Mr. Chair.
Okay, fantastic. So at this time, Chair will entertain a motion to accept with regrets the resignation of Anna Deschamps from the Elderly and Disabled Tax Aid Committee.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Selectman Anderson, second by Selectman Lamoth. Any further discussion? Being none, we'll do a roll call vote. Selectwoman Rouse?
Rouse, yes, with regrets.
Selectman Anderson?
Yes, with regrets.
Selectman Harrington?
Yes, with regrets.
Selectman Lamoth?
Yes, with regrets.
Gallo, yes, with regrets. Motion carries 5-0. Tab number 7. So tab number 7 is we have to vote to approve the issuance of $19,560,000 of general obligation public work facility bonds dated May 14th, 2026, and then to execute any closing documents related thereto. I'm going to ask Mike King to provide any additional context he feels is relevant.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The town held a competitive bond sale on Wednesday, April 22nd, for the $19,560,000 30-year bond issuance to finance the construction of the new public works facility approved by town meeting in November. The town received 6 bids on the bonds, and Fidelity Capital Markets was the winning bidder with an average interest rate of about 4%. This interest rate was approximately 0.5% less than estimated, saving the town approximately $60,000 annually on the debt service payment. Prior to the sale, Standard & Poor's Global Ratings, a municipal credit rating agency, assigned a rating of AA+ with a positive outlook on the bonds. The rating agency cited the town's operating surpluses, reserve growth, and ongoing efforts to enhance the town's financial management practices as positive credit factors. What is before the board tonight is a vote to approve the bond sale. The entire vote does not have to be read, but must be included in the board's minutes. Upon a vote of approval, there are several pages of documents that need to be signed by a majority of the board. Please note that wet signatures are required and that one of the signers must be Mr. Harrington in his role as clerk of the board. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Harrington. Okay, so appreciate that explanation, Mike. And let's not gloss over the fact that we were planning on 4.5%, and we've got 4% due to the fiscal responsibility of the select board and the town management team led by town manager Mike King, saving the taxpayers 60 grand a year. That just further, adds to the mission of this board of the continuance of fiscal responsibility and stretching taxpayer dollars. And it's just a very good thing that Wrentham is in such a strong financial position, as many of I know this board knows, but people that watch this either tonight or in the future, many people don't know that a lot of the surrounding towns are struggling, and they're not nearly as financially stable or strong as Wrentham. So there's huge advantages of being fiscally conservative and responsible, and having these, these accounts, whether they're rainy day accounts, or other stabilization accounts that we've worked so hard to develop and fund. And that leads us to getting a AA+ bond rating. And Mike, we're relatively close. We think a AAA bond rating is going to happen at some point, right?
So the feedback we've gotten from Standard & Poor's is we're on a positive trajectory as a town, and that a increase to AAA, which is the highest bond rating possible, is possible within the next 2 years.
And Mike, do you know how many surrounding towns are on a AAA bond rating?
I don't have an exact figure, but that it would definitely put the town in a esteemed level compared to a lot of our neighboring communities.
Just at some point, I'd love to know that information just so we can know. It's just not bragging rights. It's just good to let the taxpayers know that we really think we're doing our job. So with that being said, if any of the board members have any comments, raise your hand and you can feel free to jump in here. I'm not going to go through everybody. Jimmy, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, just this requires wet signatures?
It does. So if you're not...
Yeah, I just want to let you know, it could be a few days before I even get there.
Don't worry about it. We'll cover it.
Okay.
I can jump in tomorrow. Michelle can jump in tomorrow. I think we got Mr. Newly retired there, Mr. Lamoth, who I think can head over as well.
Yeah, I'll be
when he's not busy playing pickleball, basketball, or weightlifting.
I'll be there tomorrow night after work.
And Billy will be there tomorrow night after work. So, Jimmy, we got you covered, buddy.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You rest up. Anything else? Any of the board members have any questions or comments? Okay. So at this time, Chair would entertain a motion to approve the votes as written in the form of the documentation that was prepared by bond counsel and provided to the board for the $19,560,000 general obligation public work facility bonds dated May 14th, 2026 to be issued to Fidelity Capital Markets.
So moved.
Is there a second? Motion made by Selectman Anderson, second by Selectman Lamoth. Any further discussions? Being none, we'll do a roll call vote. Switching it up. Chris Gallo's a yes. Selectman Lamoth.
Yes.
Selectman Harrington.
Harrington, yes.
Selectman Anderson.
Anderson, yes.
Selectwoman Rouse.
Rouse, yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Great job, everybody. Okay, now let's go to tab 8. This is our annual spring town meeting warrant. Okay, in our packet, we do want to make a note. Article 11, Fire Union Collective Bargaining Agreement, was removed. I'll let Mike King explain why. If you want to just quickly touch on that, Mike.
So I had requested that the fire union collective bargaining article be removed from the town meeting warrant. We're at this point, we're just a little too far apart, and I don't believe that an agreement will be likely before June 1st town meeting. It's not unusual. We sometimes have some of our collective bargaining agreements ratified in the fall town meeting in November.
Thank you for the explanation. Board members, at this point in our run here, we've had multiple meetings on this. We've had opportunities to ask questions. I sat through a supplemental, very good meeting with Selectman Lamoth, Mike King, as well as our town accountant. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go page by page and just ask if anyone wants to put a hold on any of these so we can have one final conversation before we go to vote. Does that sound good? Okay, good. So page, I'm calling this, I'm just going to do article range. Article 1 to 5, is there any holds on any of these? Article 6 to 10. Article 11 to 14. Article 15. That's a long one. Article, what did I leave? 19, 6, is it 16? 16 to 20? All right, that's it. 20 articles. Okay. So we went through it. Mike, let me just look at the motion here. So you're looking for an motion to approve and assign the June 1st, 2026 annual Springtime meeting warrant, correct?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. So if there's any further discussion, seeing none, Chair will entertain a motion to approve this and sign June 1st, 2026 annual Springtime meeting warrant.
So moved.
Motion made by Selectman Anderson, second by Selectman Harrington. Any further discussion? Being none, we'll do a roll call vote. Selectman Gallows, a yes. Selectman Lamoth.
Lamoth, yes.
Selectman Harrington.
Harrington, yes.
Selectman Anderson.
Anderson's yes.
Selectwoman Rouse.
Rouse, yes.
Okay, motion carries 5-0. Let's go to tab number, that was 9. Yeah. Tab number 10. This is a one-time revenue recommendations. Mike King, do you want to give us some color on this, please?
Mr. Chair, the last tab was tab 8. The next tab would be tab 9, vote to sign the warrant for the special election on June 15th.
Oh yeah, thank you. That's why you're here. Great job. So tab 8, we're done. We did that. Tab 9. So tab 9 is a vote to sign the warrant for the June 15, 2026 special election. And basically it's just asking us to sign what we just already said we approved, right? So Chair would entertain a motion to sign the warrant for the June 15, 2026 special election.
So
warrant.
moved.
Motion made by Selectman Harrington. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Selectman Anderson. Any further discussion? Being none, we'll do a roll call vote. Selectwoman Rouse.
Rouse, yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Harrington.
Harrington, yes.
Lamoth.
Lamoth, yes.
Gallo, yes. Motion carries 5-0. Thanks, Mike. Now, Mike, where were we? Tab number 10. One-time revenue recommendations. You want to take the lead on this?
Sure. So on an annual basis, the town manager historically has provided a memo to the select board, recommended how some one-time revenues, particularly free cash, retained earnings, and overlay surplus, possibly be allocated at town meeting. So the select board just approved the town meeting warrant, which is the form of the articles, but then we have the report to voters, which then creates the motions where you get more granular in what those expenditures are going to be for capital planning, water system improvements, deposits into the stabilization account. So before the board this evening is a memo with some recommendations that I believe would be prudent as town manager for the report to voters. A vote is not required. This is really informational, but what I would appreciate from the board is just some feedback on some of these items as I begin to draft the report to voters, just to understand what some of the board's thoughts are on some of these free cash and other utilizations.
So let's go through them real quickly and see if the board members want to ask you any additional questions, Mike. How's that sound?
That works.
All right, so let's start. We'll start with the first one. We don't have to go line by line, but I can if you want me to. On the first page, from FY26 snow and ice down to capital stabilization, does anyone have any questions? Seeing none, we're going to move forward. The next one starts with special education stabilization down to FY27 water system improvements.
I have a question on that chipper.
Go ahead.
It seems like an exorbitant amount of money for $78,000 for a chipper. I understand the other one is very old and in a state of disrepair. But in doing a little bit of research, it seems like $78,000 is a pretty large sum for an industrial chipper. I mean, they go anywhere from 30 to 150,000. And it just seems to me that 78 is an exorbitant amount for a chipper.
Mike, can you provide any additional information? Do we know what size chipper and what Selectman Harrington might have been looking at when he was doing his research versus the chipper that we're proposing? And also, Bill, I know you know this, but I'm just going to say this to the general public who might not know it, because we have to follow mass procurement laws. I know sometimes things can be slightly more expensive because we have to do that. So,
sure, it has to be bought on a contract. I understand. I did look at a couple of different contracts because we working for the state. We also have the same constraints.
Yep. Mike, do you have any, or Mike, and if you don't have it now, you can always get back to Bill and I with an update on this after.
Yeah, so this is the amount was requested by the Department of Public Works to replace their 30-year-old wood chipper. It's a 1997 Brush Bandit that is been dealing with breakdowns, and unfortunately they're having issues getting replacement parts. It's part of their DPW operation. That's the only wood chipper they have. But what I can do is I can follow up with the exact specifications and follow up with that with the board.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Appreciate
Mr.
that.
Chair, through you.
No, that's great, Bill. We're not looking to split hairs.
No,
but
of course
let's make sure we can't pay 35 grand for it and they're asking for 80 grand for it. Okay. So we stopped at water system improvements. Now we're going to go, I'm recommending the following appropriations for overlay surplus. We're going to start at FY27 capital planning, and we're going to go down to the end. Any questions on any of this? Seeing none, I guess we'll stop there, Mike. As you said, there's no need for a vote. You've got the feedback so far, but here's what I would also recommend the board members to do over the next couple of days. If you read through this again and have any additional questions, feel free to send Mike King and myself an email, and we will follow up and get you the answers to your questions the best of our ability. Does that sound fair? All right, excellent. Let's go on to tab number 11, adoption of the 2027 fiscal budget. In our documentation, we've seen this for weeks and meetings at this point. Mike did a great job on the budget presentation. He's been in front of FinCom multiple times. We've all had the opportunity to review the budget and sit with Mike and or send emails with any questions or comments that we have. Now we're going to look to actually approve the town manager's budget, take a vote on that. Would anyone like to ask any questions or make any comments before we go ahead and do that? Or does everyone feel comfortable at this point based on the amount of times that we've been, given this information? I'm seeing thumbs ups across the board here. Okay, so at this time, Chair will entertain a motion to approve the town manager's fiscal year 2027 budget as presented.
So moved.
So moved.
Motion made by Selectman Anderson, second by Selectman Harrington. Any further discussion? Being none, we'll do a roll call vote. Selectwoman Rouse,
Rose, yes.
Selectman Anderson,
Anderson's yes.
Selectman Harrington,
Harrington, yes.
Selectman Lamothe,
Moth, yes.
Gallo, yes. Motion carries 5-0. Excellent. We're going to go to tab number 12. Tab number 12 is a public comment section of our meeting. Residents who wish to participate in public comment will be allotted 2 minutes to speak and must state their name and address for the record. And we would like you to come on camera if possible. At the start of the comment, a timer will be sent via message from, I think, still Amanda Vasapolo. It should be visible on the top of the screen, and an alarm will chime when the time is up. Anyone want to do public comment? Speak now or forever hold your peace, or at least till next meeting. And I'll give a few seconds, as I always do. Thought Jim Anderson was waving his hand at me for a second there. I got nervous. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're going to go to Town Manager's Report, tab 13. I'm going to hand it over to Mike King.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have several updates this evening. The first involves our new executive assistant to the town manager. So I am pleased to share that Maya Matarazzo has joined us this week as the new assistant to the town manager. She brings valuable municipal experience from her work with the town of Brookline and holds an MBA from UMass Boston. With her arrival, the town manager's office has returned to full staffing following Stephanie Duquette's retirement last month. We are excited to welcome Maya to the Wrentham team and look forward to her contributions. I also
us too. Sorry to interrupt, but us too publicly welcome Maya. I know we've emailed you, but it's great to have you on board. Clearly, you're very intelligent, and I think you're going to be a great asset to this board, as well as the town and the town manager's office. So thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, Mike.
Next update is on the Rice Complex Improvements Project. So today we had the pre-bid walkthrough for the proposed improvements project at the Rice Complex. It was well attended with strong interest from potential bidders. Bids are due next Thursday, May 14th at 2 p.m. This is to allow sufficient time to incorporate the total project costs into the report to voters and present it at town meeting on June 1st. Additional construction project update would be the Sweat Park lighting project. Bids have been received for the Sweat Park lighting project with Timberline Communications of Canton as the low bidder. We are currently conducting reference checks and anticipate making an award shortly, followed promptly by a notice to proceed. Update on the Director of Planning and Economic Development search. Candidate interviews for the Director of Planning and Economic Development position are scheduled for this week and next. In the interim, while the position remains vacant, the town has engaged Eve Tapper to serve as interim town planner. She expects to provide approximately 10 hours of support each week, with Tuesdays designated for in-person availability. Update on the demolition of the old salt shed at the DPW. So this past weekend, the old salt shed on the DPW property was demolished as part of the enabling work for the new public works facility. I would like to recognize Building Commissioner John Knapp for his involvement and extend sincere thanks to Wrentham residents Tom DePlacido and Richard Anderson for generously contributing their time and equipment to help advance that project forward. In my last update this evening involves the Wrentham DPW Water Division. The town's DPW Water Division was recognized today by the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection's Drinking Water Program with a 2026 Public Water System Award for outstanding performance in the medium and large community systems category. This honor reflects more than 5 consecutive years of full compliance with all sampling protocols and 0 violations. We believe this is the first time the town has received this award and would like to extend congratulations to the Water Division staff, led by Division Manager Dean Johnson and Supervisor Jonathan Atwood, on this well-deserved recognition.
Great.
That concludes my report.
That's fantastic. A lot of great things happening. And please do forward the board's appreciation to Mr. Anderson and Mr. DePlacido for dedicating their time. And as you said, Commissioner Knapp and, the other people that were involved. Also, please do send the board's congratulations to the Water Department for receiving this prestigious award. As you said, you think it's the first time we might have won it as a community. So I think that's great.
Great.
Does anyone have any comments or questions for Town Manager Mike King for any item related to his Town Manager report? Seeing none, Selectman Anderson, are you up to doing your duty, or?
Absolutely.
So the floor is yours, sir.
First of all, thank everyone for a great meeting tonight. And Mr. Chairman, with your permission, motion to adjourn.
I'll second that. So motion made by Selectman Anderson, and I owed us a short meeting after a few marathon meetings. So motion made by Selectman Anderson, second by myself. Any further discussion? Being none, we'll do a roll call vote. Selectwoman Rouse?
Rouse, yes.
Anderson?
Anderson's a yes.
Harrington?
Harrington, yes.
Lamoth?
Roth, yes.
Gallo, yes. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, everyone. And Jim, rest up.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.